Good evening. Good evening. Let's go ahead and get started with a little mood music for Mood Monday. Thank you for all who are about to join and who all is going to step into the room. Go ahead and share this out. I'll go ahead and make this public now. Hey Deb, what's up? Pushing through, my girl.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hi, Chris. Okay, you all have 1 more minute. You know I have a 2-minute countdown with music.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hey, Sister Candy, big sister, how you doing? Thank you for saying hi. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for putting a heart, a light, a care. How was your day?
Purchase your tracks today.
You know, the thing about using free music is that you always get that lady in there talking about
Purchase your tracks today.
Yeah, her. Or somebody else, or some other voice. But I love Afrobeat, so. Okay, let's see where we're at. It's actually time to start, y'all.
Purchase your tracks today.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, somebody did the laugh emoji. Because, yeah, that lady comes on there, it's like, purchase your track. Please purchase your track. Buy this track. You know you like it. You know you groove to it. Anyway, if this is your first time, thank you for joining your biggest flex move. Anyway, so if this is your first time joining, my name is Coach Ronnie B. I am the relationship and resiliency coach. And what that means is that I help people discover tools that they can use for their mind, body, and spirit so that they show up as their highest self every single day of their life, no matter what life brings to them. And so I come to you today on day 21 on this lovely February evening with the Loving Him from A to Z series that I wrote, Volume 1 and Volume 2. We are in Volume 2 and we are almost done. We only really have 5 days left, you guys. We got through this so quickly, intentionally. But today, what I'm going to do, and I'm joining you right now later because I was trying to wait for my allergy pill to kick in. I'll tell you a little bit about my day. Of course, I had the day off, and I was trying to do all the things that you don't get to do on your day off, which is what, clean up, do your taxes, take care of stuff, whatever. But anyway, my boys wanted to go to the park, and so I took them to the park. So now I am paying for it because it's 78. It was 78 degrees, and a lot of stuff was in the air. And so your girl been sneezing all evening long. So that's why you see this puffy face. I got on this hat, and I was waiting for the allergy pill to kick in so I wouldn't be sneezing like crazy on this live because I was literally sneezing every 3 seconds. It was ridiculous. But anything for the kiddos, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Day U. And I titled this chapter, The Unique and Unguarded Chapter. Let me go ahead and read the quote as usual. So, worst of all, I was so selfless, I cared about self a lot less than I should have. Let me read that again. Worst of all, I was so selfless, I cared about self a lot less than I should have. Woo! I don't know who that spoke to, but somebody felt that quote. Somebody felt that quote. because you can't be so selfless, so at the point that you sacrifice yourself. Anyway, let's go ahead. Um, it begins a little something like this. So I choose to discuss the word unique because of how our common daily routines wedges us in a rut that overshadows our individuality as we play the role of worker, business owner, parent, spouse, and perhaps caregiver. Like all these titles that we have that involve responsibility, correct? A fear that some women have, and a lot of women have this right now. If you do not know, but if you know, okay. But there are some women that have admitted to and are existing in the dark reality, is that they have lost their personal identities. Like women, it's a common theme now. Like, oh girl, I done lost myself, or hey, I done lost myself. Just being so busy with everything else and everybody else. Like I don't know who I am anymore. Pull out the little short violin. Na. I get it because I felt that way as well. So women across the globe go through these cycles of losing their identity as an individual as we absorb the role of being a mother, a wife, a part of this, this committee and that board, to being high powered leaders, in the community, executives, and everything in between. Like we wear several hats. And it's so amazing because I saw this TikTok yesterday with this girl just breaking it down, and no disrespect to men. She was just talking to women, and she said, it is so hard to be a woman because of all these expectations that we have. And then at the end of the day, if we come short in one of those categories, then we're not a good woman, right? So ladies, we have to be easier on ourselves, but we also have to be smart as well and create some doggone boundaries. If I wasn't a life coach and didn't say the word boundary, then I wouldn't be a good life coach, because you got to have these boundaries regardless. And I'm so serious, but I'm sorry if I feel like I'm I gotta watch it. I get so passionate about things. I'm not angry with you. I'm not upset with you. I'm just so passionate, and I want you. I want somebody to get this. Whoever needs it. Now, self care often gets thrown out the window or put on the back burner, right? As usual, we put ourselves off for another day unless we jot it down on our color coded calendars or our Google calendar or whatever that we have. But priority becomes rushing, like getting there, being there, like being all the places, right? So yet there are so many desires, plans, visions, projects, and dreams that are not attached. It's not attached to a pot or a pan. It's not attached to being in the kitchen, nor attached to wiping a snotty little nose, or satisfying your husband. These desires and visions that we have is not even attached to him and what we have to do. One would say, well, that is what you signed up for when you accepted a hand of marriage, and you developed a family. What about all the degrees that you've obtained by pursuing higher learning? I know there's some very highly educated women that are listening right now to this live, and thank you so much. um but are those expensive pieces of paper even instrumental in what you are truly wanting to become? Did you become those things because it was a good idea, because you knew you could make a good living? Maybe your parents pushed you into doing something way back when in the 80s or 90s when you decided to go pursue that whatever, or even the 2000s, whoever I'm talking to, whatever generation that you're in, okay? Or was that once again an expectation of family or whoever else that placed that upon you to do? Ambitions, the talents and gifts are screaming in anguish to bust out of women and to be heard, to be seen, and to be experienced. And we see this in social media. Definitely see this every day. But what's within you matters, and for the entire universe, who needs it. And when I say the universe, because I know the term universe is so like watered down, right? Like it's this popular term that everybody throws. What the universe says, and what the universe wants, and what the universe wants to give to you. I get it. But in this respect, I'm talking about the world. I'm talking about people that actually need you and how they would benefit from it. So why do we as women most times choose to put a tight lid on these bubbling fragments of greatness that we struggle to put together? You know, it's because of that divide that we have um, with being a good woman means that you put everything and anyone before yourself. So I want to denounce that myth right now that being a good woman means that you put everything and anyone before yourself. No, no, no. I'm going to tell you this. I don't remember anyone ever advising me, nor did I ever remember writing down as one of my goals in life that I was going to put myself dead heat last. I don't ever recall writing that. I don't ever remember enjoying that vision. Ronita, you're going to put yourself last every single day of your life. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to enjoy doing it. And everyone is going to appreciate you for it. See, I'm getting closer to what I'm talking about here. So instead of wearing the S on our chest, ladies, meaning the superwoman, um, it once represented, you know, the S, like it represents being sad, being sorry. Um, okay, I'll come get you. I'll come get you in a moment. Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry. The babies then got up out of bed. The babies then got up out of bed. So anyway, mother duties, right? But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, somehow along the way, I began to associate putting my husband's needs, my children's needs, whether it be physical, social, career, etc., intentionally, um, like before that, before my own, and what that did, um, that was the fruit of the fruit of that labor that was never asked of me in the first place. So I became, a lot of women become perhaps jealous. They feel stuck in a rut. They feel forgotten about. They feel misplaced. They feel imprisoned. Um, but actually, there is a lot of freedom when it comes to putting yourself first in a way that also prioritizes your family's needs. Okay. And how that is done is, of course, by, I'll say this, never feeling like you are getting what you need and want out of life because you are not pursuing things that you are passionate about, naturally talented and gifted to do, or inspired to try. It's never a good thing. And you don't get a pat on the back or a gold medal for that, unfortunately. And most days, not a single thank you. Sometimes you're not going to hear thank you. Don't expect to hear the thank yous, okay, from everybody. You're not going to hear the thank yous. Let me make this clear so that you realize that others have benefited from your work. Your efforts were never in vain by any means in this respect. On the contrary, time spent doing for others in exchange meant that you did not get to do, of course, something for yourself. So my personal moment of awakening came when I was at one of my most frustrated and angry seasons in life. And the very thing that was said to me that woke me out of this slumber was this: Ronita, you're a very hard worker. You work hard and you give, and I give you that, basically, like, kudos to you, like, and I give you that. But what are you working hard for that has to do with self? Because people can begin to pick up on the resentment. They can begin to pick up on the bad vibes. They can pick up on your sadness or your depression. Okay? So the light bulb, like, it went off because I couldn't answer that question. And I dropped everything once important to me in exchange for what was important for everyone else um, in my household. So let me go ahead and get to the next topic, which is being unguarded. But I wish I had more time to sit with this topic, because this is a lot of what women struggle with. This is what they deal with. And this is what frustrates them most, is how to do what you need to do for you, for self, and then meet everybody where they need to be met. I wish I had more time for this. I'll, you know what, this is another subject matter that I will definitely have to address in a different light. Not right now for this particular series, because I can feel myself going more and more into this, because I'm feeling somebody's energy right now, whoever is here. Um, but anyway, okay. So most men, they do find uniqueness quite attractive, because they want to be confident that they possess something rare and special. They are creatures that adore like the shiny thing. They want to know that they have something special and unique, ladies. So it is just like when you go to buy a pair of socks or a shirt, when he goes to buy a shirt or a pair of socks, he'll take the unopened package, even though he opened up a package, probably, shook it out, want to see how it looked, whatever. You know how we open up, some of us open up stuff at the store, and then we put it back because we want the unopened package. Why do we do that? Why don't we just take what we opened up? Especially if it's the same size, it's the same color, it's the same everything. But we want the unopened thing. It's because we are naturally attracted to the newness, to the freshness. Okay? And men don't want something everybody else has access to. They don't. They don't want access. They don't want other people to have access to their thing, which is you, sis. I'm gonna have to drink some tea for you on that, and some coffee, because you sit with that right there. And let the spirit talk to you. Anyway, so let me go ahead and continue. Remember that Psalms 139:14 says, "I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." And sis, I know you just put this out on Twitter just the other day. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. Are you not one of God's marvelous works? Then act like it and know it in your soul. And you have to do some of those, you have to get to a place where you can do some of those things where God has put purpose in your life. He has put purpose in your life. And it's killing you that you're not getting it out. And when you're not getting it out, it shows up in other ways when you interact with the people that you care about. Trust me that it does. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the other U word, which is unguarded. And this is going to be a lot more probably for my singles who are listening. So ladies, do just take heed. Do not some of us have a huge issue with laying our guard and justified in doing so on occasion? Because perhaps maybe you have been abused, you've been mistreated, you've been looked over and whatnot. Okay, so our shield protects our fortress, and everything that we have worked hard to build, and trials that we have fought through to obtain. For some of us, the guard we create is our comfort zone. It's our favorite blanket to be unguarded. We cover up in this blanket that keeps us guarded. So and it is the iron wall that keeps intruders and suspect individuals, males and females for that matter, that we haven't designated as safe. So we have this guard, correct? But anyway, and I see you. Thanks for joining, Chef Said 81. But what about when we enter into a relationship or even a marriage, and our knight in shining armor cannot cross the drawbridge for the fiery dragon that is guarding our hearts. Woo! So the most special thing that you can give to a man, besides what is between your legs, of course, is your trust. For several reasons, it has become harder to earn trust. Men, like there are some men that have done a horrible, horrible job at treating women. And so now, good man, good man who I'm talking to, now you have to fight hard to get through to her. And I'll say this. So I've heard an uproar of ladies say, I tried that and so ruined it for everybody from here on out. Like, nope, I ain't gonna do it, because as soon as I trust, that is when a man gets lazy and stops putting forth the effort necessary to keep me happy in our relationship. Also, I've also heard, I don't want to be unguarded because I keep control and I possess the power to make moves that I feel necessary. I beg to differ, y'all. Remaining guarded is a sign of weakness in a loving, healthy relationship. I'm going to repeat that for the people who didn't hear it in the back. Remaining guarded is a sign of weakness in a loving, healthy relationship. You can't love and not trust and expect your relationship to blossom. Now, in certain instances of, like, infidelity, when the trust has been fractured, it's understandable, reconciliation is a process, but I'm talking along the lines of in a normal, healthy setting. Furthermore, if you have to stay guarded, then you should question, why are you with this particular individual and withholding yourself from them? They're not getting to experience you, sis. They're not getting to experience the true uniqueness. They're not getting to learn truly who they're with. They're not. And plenty of our girlfriends, while in the dating process, will encourage us to, of course, hold on to the goodies, keep the wall up, girl, never give him too much access or availability, girl. We can't help but remember what happened the last time when you called me, when we went against our, better judgment, giving into weakness. But that is why we continuously default to these rules, yet we never stick to them, or still end up in a breakup, a very quick breakup, and we are back to square one yet again. Being unguarded doesn't mean that you're gullible. Being unguarded doesn't mean that you just are a yes woman and you just say yes to everything and you believe everyone. No, being unguarded means that your heart is available to receive once a good one shows up on the scene, and you don't hold him accountable for what other people have done to you. Again, in chapter D, I talked about discernment. And we can't be so quick to have so much ear candy. Ladies, we love ear candy, don't we? Until we get to a certain age. Like that ear candy, it's not so sweet anymore. We know it's going to cause a cavity, right? But being unguarded in your loving, healthy relationship is never a good thing, because your relationship is not going to blossom. He can't get to you. He can't access you. You're blocking. But he wants access to the woman that he married. And even men, I know that you struggle with this as well, because if you're a good one and you got caught up with a bad one, that next woman that comes into your life, she gonna have it's horrible, the fight that we have ahead of us, even though we know that a good one is sitting in front of us. We are in the presence of a God ordained thing, and yet we are guarded. So just be conscious how you show up. Are you showing up guarded? with a good reason? Or are you showing up unguarded in a beautiful space and place where you are accessible in every single way? Anyway, and I know that's a heavy topic. Number one, let's get to these questions so we can get to the prayer and I can say goodnight to y'all. So number one, and actually, oh, that's not even okay. So I gave you some steps. I gave you 6 steps, or I give you 6 questions, even asking you about how to detect whether or not it's safe to be unguarded. Number one, is this man truthful or does he lie to me? Number two, does this person respect me and the people close to me, such as my children, my close friends, and family? Number three, is this man emotionally available and socially? Or is he caught in the past with an ex or freely expresses how he feels and his intentions? Socially, meaning does he, you know, socially does he take you out in public? Number four, does this man display characteristics of a giver or a taker? Number five, does this man treat me like a lady and only show nothing but good intentions for me? Number six, does this man have a vision of his own by exuding leadership qualities, or is he a follower who is carried by wherever the wind carries him? I'm telling y'all, this chapter is so deep. This is not even the questions yet. That's just talking about, oh, then I give some, okay. Let me give you some other scriptures, questions, and then the prayer, and I'm gonna let you go. I need more time. And this is a great class, actually. This is a whole workshop. This is a whole workshop right here. Proverbs 17:24. A discerning person keeps wisdom in view, but a fool's eye wander to the ends of the earth. Job 34:4. Let us discern for ourselves what is right. Let us learn together what is good. All right, let's get to these questions. Number one, can you recall an experience from a prior relationship that brought you to the place of building a wall, metaphorically speaking? Number two, did you learn anything valuable from that negative experience, or did the lesson have to be repeated? Did you flunk the lesson? Did you flunk the lesson, sis? Because a lot of queens out here flunking the test, and then they have to go back and repeat. Number three, what steps did you take to remedy the fear of loving and trusting again? If you did not take the necessary steps, are you willing to be forthcoming about it now? Number four, have you forgiven that person or persons who misled you or betrayed you? Are you still carrying that stuff around? Number five, tell me what makes you unique. What makes you unique? Do you know what makes you unique? Do you own your uniqueness? Number six, are there some aspirations or goals you have been neglecting to complete or start? Number seven, do you ever feel overwhelmed by life and what is expected of you? If so, what do you do to detox or relax? And number eight, I don't know why I said number five. Look, the allergy pill is kicking in even more. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Number eight, what kind of self-care measures do you guard or take for yourself? All right, let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for giving me life and love and life more abundantly. It is so awesome to see the growth you have allowed me to experience over the years. I no longer wear the scars of relationships past, nor the fear to love. There has never been a better time than right now to forgive those who have hurt me intentionally or unintentionally. Lord, I want to be great in all things, and what you have given me naturally is just enough. Those things I think about, dream about, and see myself doing in life, may they manifest so you can be glorified in my gifts. Let me be the vessel to carry out your will and find the time, the strength, and put forth the faith to believe it can happen. Help me to balance it all. Let me create a special space and show me how to protect it. I will make bold moves, knowing you will make a way and provide the resources. I don't want to doubt my ability, because that means I doubt you. In Jesus' name, amen. So let me go ahead and let you go. I know that chapter was very heavy. I felt that. Since it allows you to receive. If y'all don't share this, y'all need to share this. Y'all definitely need to share this with somebody. Have a good night. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Good night.